I think a big point I was thinking as you were talking was just about how much you let that new energy that comes from competition distract you. And it's the distraction that can destroy you. Because if Apple are going this way and they're building this product without the keyboard and without the stylus, and they've got their vision, and they see Samsung doing something over there. And if they divert from their own mission and their own first principles towards what someone else are doing, then that's when it can become destructive. But if it means that they see Samsung doing something and they speed up and invest more in their vision, then it's okay. I think and it is this dichotomy between competition does drive better outcomes for everybody that's competing, but at the same time, it can harm you if it distracts you in a fundamental way. It's kind of how I think about it. Even with podcasting, as you were saying, there's so many podcasters doing so many amazing things. Like I look at your podcast and I learn from it, but I know in my core, and we all know, I'm never going to be Andrew Huberman.
Well, and I'll never be you.
And I'll never be a Joe Rogan. Yeah. I'll never be a Lex.
And I admire your podcast very much, and Joe's and Lex's. I think we each have our own unique style that we bring to it. Chris Williamson, it's been a lot of fun to see the unique flavors of podcasts crop up and how similar that is to the world I grew up in skateboarding, the observations from the music industry that I saw firsthand or that, Rick has passed along. In the end, I think any creative endeavor is really about, and here I don't want to sound mysterious or woo, it's about the energy that we bring. It's about taking our life history and bringing it to that thing in whatever form. We don't even need to tell people our life history. Taking our unique wiring and bringing it to that thing. And we can, again, look at things through the lens of biology and say, well, what are we talking about when we're talking about energy? What is this energy thing that people are talking about? And I think it largely boils down to these catecholamines, the dopamine, epinephrine, norepinephrine cocktail that is setting the brain into a mode of attention, of motivation. We now know dopamine is more about motivation to seek rewards as opposed to feeling of pleasure or reward. There's a lot to be said about that. And keep in mind that these three neurochemicals, dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, have been the neurochemical cocktail by which humans and other mammals have set and pursued goals for hundreds of thousands of years. So we don't have like a unique system, a unique neurochemical system for seeking out of mates versus food versus creating shelter versus creating technology and whole societies. And it's not just these three neurochemicals. Certainly there are other things involved, acetylcholine and a bunch of other things, neuroplasticity for that matter. But it's clearly the case that the currency that the brain has set around getting us into